You actually trying?
Hello? Sir? Man?
Can't really put my finger on.
Joe and Rob, the duo behind the YouTube channel Urban Ghosts Urban Exploration, are known for their gripping adventures through abandoned places and their deep fascination with the paranormal. In recent months, they've dipped into the strange and unpredictable world of Randonautica, using the app to guide them to mysterious and eerie locations they wouldn't have explored otherwise. In one particularly chilling video, Joe ventures out alone after setting his intention with the app to be taken somewhere haunted, and it seems the app delivered exactly that.
It just seems like really ominous here. I can't really put my finger on. What was that? Well, that's a bird now, but oh my gosh, you guys had to have heard that. Before that bird, there was something like...
As Joe begins filming, giving viewers a brief explanation of how unsettling the abandoned building feels, something behind him catches his attention. A large, ominous-looking gate appears to move on its own. He quickly grabs his camera and tripod to investigate, but finds nothing out of the ordinary. Laughing it off, though clearly uneasy, Joe continues deeper into the site.
There's an abandoned building right here, and there's this gate. Oh, wow. What was that? There's nothing back here.
Still trying to make sense of the location, Joe pauses to say a short prayer before using the Necrophonic app, an audio tool commonly used by paranormal investigators to attempt communication with spirits. What comes through the speaker takes him by surprise.
I still don't know what this is saying. I thought I heard devil. The fence! What about the fence? What about the fence? Run.
Midway through the session, Joe begins to hear what sounds like someone creeping up behind him. Faint voices seem to whisper from the bushes. He cautiously checks the surrounding area, but again, there's no one in sight. At that point, Joe decides he's had enough and leaves for the next Randonautica location. In the video's description, Joe hints that this might be his final solo Randonautica outing, and honestly, it's easy to see why. You never really know what, or who, you might encounter when you're out there alone. If you're into authentic paranormal exploration, definitely check out Urban Ghosts Urban Exploration. Their content is some of the most compelling and unnervingly real in the paranormal community. Jasko, also known as Yasinko on YouTube, is an American content creator widely known for his deep dives into the dark web, paranormal encounters, and all things unsettling. Recently, though, he's taken a new route, exploring the world through the unpredictable and eerie Randonautica app. For the past couple of months, he's been venturing out during the day to various random locations, documenting his experiences for his growing fan base.
I just see like a leg sticking out. It's a person. Yo, what should we do? Call the cops. Probably.
While making their way around the back of the mall, they stumble upon something disturbing. A figure lying motionless on a concrete platform, unsure if the man is injured or worse. They consider calling the police, but instead they cautiously approach to see if he's responsive.
Hello? Sir? Man? Hello? Hello? It doesn't look like he's breathing. It doesn't look like he's breathing.
One of them gives the man a light nudge, and to their shock, he suddenly sits up, coughing and staring at them with a dazed, unsettling expression. Without hesitation, Jasko and his friend bolt, sprinting back to their car in pure panic.
What? Oh no. Bro!
As they slam the doors shut and prepare to drive off, The man begins walking toward them. Fortunately, they manage to pull away safely before anything more can happen. According to Jasko's viewers, the man appeared to be under the influence of something, and many speculated the situation could have taken a much darker turn. Whether the man meant them harm or was simply in a bad state, one thing's for sure. This is another chilling reminder that Randonautica doesn't always lead to harmless adventure. Steve Ronan knows better than most just how terrifying Randonautica adventures can get, and he warns others not to take the app lightly. In one of his most unsettling experiences, he and his friend Josh decided to use Randonautica with the intention of manifesting something dark and twisted. The app responded with directions that led them deep into the woods. As they made their way through the trees, a strange flickering light caught their attention. Following it, they discovered a pentagram ominously painted on a tree already, a clear sign that things were about to get unnerving. But that was only the start. Randonautica soon directed them to an abandoned house. Shockingly, the same mysterious light reappeared, hovering with them inside. No matter how close they moved toward it, the light never changed in size, ruling out any chance that it came from their own gear. At exactly 16 minutes and 50 seconds into the video, the light drifts behind an object in the backyard, confirming that it was entirely independent of their equipment. Then comes one of the creepiest moments. As they scan the outside of the house, a ghostly figure suddenly becomes visible in a window screen, what appears to be a pale face and two hands pressed against the mesh.
We were using an app called Randonautica.
The police suddenly arrive, their voices booming through the silence as they order Steve and Josh to step out and explain what they're doing there. If you ever decide to try randonauting, most people recommend going during the daytime. It gives you better visibility and a stronger sense of safety. Thankfully, musician Lissy Coma followed that advice. She not only went out while it was still light, but also brought a friend along for the experience. That turned out to be a smart move. When they reached the coordinates, they were startled to hear eerie, chant-like sounds coming from inside one of the buildings nearby. What made it even more unsettling was the fact that they were in a remote area, surrounded by what appeared to be a cluster of completely abandoned structures.
Like they're doing a ritual. This is real. This is not a game. This is when we get murdered.
Judging by the expressions on both of their faces, that disturbing moment was enough to bring their Randonautica journey to an abrupt end. Lissy later shared that during their time there, they never saw a single person entering or leaving the building where the chanting came from. And based on her TikTok content since then, it seems neither Lissy nor her friend have gone randonauting again. Rose is a young mother who typically shares wholesome TikTok content, including clips featuring her newborn. But one evening, she decided to go randonauting with a man presumed to be her partner. If you're familiar with the Randonautica app, you'll know it's generally not recommended to use it after dark. Strange and sometimes terrifying things tend to happen, and Rose's experience was no exception.
Hang on, Michael, let's go. Please. Bro, I'm scared. Get out now!
Upon reaching the location the app directed them to, they were immediately startled by the sight of a man holding a knife, screaming at the top of his lungs. Understandably shaken, Rose urgently asked Michael to drive away. He hesitated at first, but eventually hit the gas, trying to put distance between them and the threatening stranger.
Please go!
Are you actually crying?
Go! Go! He's scaring me!
Put your head down! Put your head down!
Michael, I'm so scared!
He had a gun, he had a gun, he had a gun.
What the f? What the f?
That dude had a gun.
But things only got more intense. As they were driving off, Michael noticed another man in the rearview mirror. This one appeared to be armed with a gun. Panic set in, and they sped away from the scene as fast as possible. Afterward, many of Rose's followers reached out to check if the couple was okay and to ask whether they had contacted the police.
Yeah, there were two guys. One like probably 50 yards behind the one dude, and we thought it was a gun, so we sped off and ducked our heads. So
In response, they confirmed that at least one of the men had a knife, and both were acting erratically. Even more disturbingly, one of them kept yelling the word paradise over and over again for reasons unknown. Whatever the true nature of the incident was, it serves as a chilling reminder of why exploring unfamiliar locations, especially at night, isn't always a good idea. A Mexican man named Chris Flores decided to try out Randonautica one night back in July. The coordinates the app provided led him to what appeared to be the outskirts of a small town. Once there, Chris quickly realized the area was being used as a kind of shelter or living space by the local homeless population. Not even a full minute into exploring, he stumbled upon something truly heartbreaking.
No es lo que yo esperaba. Ok, llegamos a un campamento base de indigentes, al parecer. Hay un desmadre, pero nada más. A ver, no mames, a la mierda. Hay una persona.
Chris discovered what seemed to be the body of a homeless individual lying in the grass. Out of respect, he didn't share any graphic footage, but the expression on his face said it all: complete shock and sadness at the sight of what he had found. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time Randonautica has led someone to such a grim discovery. Many might remember that it was a body found in a black suitcase in Seattle that first brought serious attention to the app. How or why Randonautica continues to guide users to such tragic and unsettling scenes remains a disturbing mystery. A YouTube channel called Exploring with Eric uses the Randonautica app to uncover the scariest place they've ever encountered, and it absolutely delivers. The app leads them down a long, isolated dirt road lined with eerie signs, one of which appears to be a warning. Although Google Translate struggles with the exact phrasing, it's said to claim that the property belongs to a dangerous witch who watches trespassers at all times. As they continue, they come across two fences covered in disturbing balsam scorched, others missing limbs, seemingly remnants of black magic rituals. The chilling display seems like a deliberate message, and the sheer number of dolls suggests someone spent years collecting them. It's unsettling enough to wonder if the children who once owned them might still be nearby, in the worst possible way. At the road's end, they discover 3 life-size mannequins dressed in ragged, outdated clothing. While they might resemble scarecrows,
Do you guys see that?
upon a decrepit shack, which gives off the impression of a holding cell rather than a home. Just as they're about to investigate inside, a chilling sensation of being watched overwhelms them, prompting them to flee the scene. Honestly, given the circumstances, running was probably the smartest thing they could have done.